everyone, Cassandra Maki, continuing with episode 3 of my sweet Stalker. Oh, and if you just joined, you're welcome. Glad you can make it here, and I hope you all enjoy your stay. And always remember that the most important character of the story is you, the reader! Well, let's get it up. Get last. Don't panic. Shiki was heading home. Take a deep breath and think back to the day Shiki mentioned where she lives. I remember commenting that it's convenient to be within walking distance of the campus. It was that way. I take off at a sprint. There she is. Shiki! Are you okay? I'm fine now. Her face looks emotionless as usual, but her eyes dart around as she scans the darkness of for any sign of her pursuer. I didn't see anyone on my way here. Then, are they gone? I hope so. I probably scared them away. Then again, we could be dealing with the same person who set my apartment building on fire. If Kimiko knows Shiki bought chocolates for me, she might take that as a sign that we're close. There's no telling what she might do. I can't guarantee my presence is enough to scare her off either. Come on, I'll walk you to the rest of the way home. Thank you. She steps close to me as we walk down the dimly lit street together. A twig snaps behind us and she jumps. It's okay, I'm here. She nods, but her hands creep towards mine. Then she pulls back with a blush. She's still nervous. We have a good walk ahead of us two. What should I do? I reach out to take Shiki's hand in mine. She grasps it softly. She gasps softly, but doesn't move. Is this okay? Sure. I give her hand a reassuring squeeze. Don't worry, I'm right here. She nods wordlessly, but she squeezes my hand in return. She's really cute. I won't let anything happen to her, no matter what. Holding her hand tightly, I walk with her down the street. Something about the night air feels strange. Is it because of what happened, or are we still being followed? Whatever it is, I'm suddenly grateful for Shiki's company too. I'm sorry. Her sudden apology startles me. What? You had to come out here just for me. That's nothing to apologize for. It's not your fault. Someone followed you. Doesn't she know I'm happy to be able to help her? Pennies! I didn't know how to handle it. You called for help. You did the right thing. But we're kissing! Shiki, do you want me to kiss your butt again? If it really bothers you, you could sign up for self-defense classes to learn how to protect yourself. She frowns and says nothing. It's hard to imagine her fighting anyone, even in self-defense. Anyways, I'm happy to help you all. Always do whatever I can do, no matter what. No matter what it takes. Thank you! She looks up at me and musters a tiny smile. I can't help but smile in return. I don't get to see her pennies smile often. Even if it's a tiny one, I'm glad to see it. Huh? Don't mention it. I feel safe when we're together. Aw, thanks. I'm really glad to know that. I feel good that she can rely on me. She looks down at our interlocked fingers and moves a little closer. I feel the warmth in her arm on mine. It would be easier to put on my arm around her pennies! Should I? Or would that just spook her? Pennies! With Shiki, it's hard to know what she's thinking, and tonight isn't the time to take chances. Instead, I squeeze her hand again. You always know. You always know what to do. To reassure me, I mean. I can feel a blush rising on my face. I'm glad to hear that. She moves closer and we walk the rest of the way to her house in the comforting silence. This is it. Will you be okay now? There are lights on inside, so someone must be home. Shiki nods. Okay. Despite the circumstances, I enjoy my walking with her. Pennies! It's too bad we need to say goodbye, though. Thank you. It's no problem. I'm glad you knew Yuda's phone number to get in touch with me. Oh, I know how. More ways you can get in touch with me. Yes, he gave it to me once. A slight blush of color on her face. Oh, ho, ho. I have a feeling that when Yuto gave her his number, he didn't expect her to use it to find me. Utsuro-chan? Yeah? Earlier today, I got a... She shakes her head and gets out her phone. She brings something up on the screen and holds it up for me to see. Stay away from him! Oh, no! I thought it was a joke. But now you're worried it might be related to why you were followed. Yes. I'm afraid you're probably right. Take a deep breath and quickly outline the situation, leaving out anything she doesn't need to hear. Please be careful. There's no telling what she might do next. What will you do? I don't know. The police are convinced it was an accident. And one girl being followed at night won't convince them, even with the message. Since the message didn't use my name, I can't prove it's about me. I might know someone who could help. Who? My sister, Tatsumi. She's a private detective. What? A private detective? Huh? She can detect my private all she wants. I'm surprised I had no idea Shika's older sister was a detective. What should I ask? Is she any good? Yes! Her sudden exclamation startles me. Shiki almost never gets worked up over anything. Oh, wait, it probably sounded like I was insulting her sister. I hold up my hands. sorry, I didn't mean to imply anything. She's dealt with robberies, disappearances, stalkers. Really sounds like she'll be perfect then. I'll ask her tonight. Thank you so much. Please, be careful. She gently squeezes my shoulder before returning to leave. I will talk to you tomorrow, okay? Okay. She turns to walk up the sidewalk to her house. I watch until she's safely inside, but then I turn back towards the campus. What happened? Is Shiki okay? She's feline. Is it about the stalker you mentioned? Yeah, I think so. That's crazy. Don't worry, I'm planning to hire a private detective to look into it. Wow, well, good luck. You're welcome to stay here as long as you need. Thanks. For all of our sakes, I hope Tatsumi can get the job done. If you know what I mean. Things are finally looking up. I have some free time before my next class. I've taken some important steps. I finished upsetting my new phone and just sent a text to Mei, Yuta, and Shiki to let them know. Shiki is the first to respond. I'm glad you got a new phone. And I spoke to Satsumi last night. She wants to meet up with you. How soon can you get here? Great! We send a few texts back and forth to set up a meeting at the local cafe in 30 minutes. I sit down at an unoccupied table in the cafe to order a coffee. I'm early, so she shouldn't be here yet. I sip my coffee and wait at the last door opens and an attractive young woman walks in. It's difficult to take my eyes off of her. Pennies! She heads straight up to the table, and I feel myself getting nervous. Utsuro-chan, I'm Tatsumi. Whoa, she's really good looking. Guess I shouldn't be surprised since she's related to Shiki. Her expression doesn't look too friendly though. What should I say? It's good to meet you. I knew Shiki had an older sister, but I didn't know you were so beautiful. Ding! Tatsumi scrawls. Flattery will get you nowhere. I came here to do a job. Man, her walls are even thicker than Shiki's. Shiki told me about you. Shiki talks about me. That girl hardly speaks to me. I'm kind of flattered. I hope it was only the good parts. Strangely enough, yes. I can't say I understand why. Man, this chick really is starting to get on my nerves. What is her problem? We just met, but she already seemed to dislike me. Shiki was so sure she'd help me too. What's up with that? Tatsumi pulls out a chair across from me and sits down. Her posture is professional and she seems confident. At least she's got that good for her. Pennies! She seems to take her work seriously, so she's probably a good detective. I just wish she had a better attitude. Shiki only told me a few details about your case. You're being stalked, correct? That's right, at least I think so. Tatsumi orders a coffee and gets out a small notepad. Tell me what happened. I hesitate. Should I tell her about the social media account that brought me into contact with Kimiko? No, I don't know her well enough to reveal that. Even Shiki doesn't know about it. Anytime now. The edge of sarcasm in her voice makes me blush. Sorry. I begin my story, changing the details slightly to make it seem like Kimiko started by texting me. I blocked her, and thought that would be the end enough, but then everything else I tell her exactly as it happened. I explain the message about being destined to be together, then the fire and the address sent to me the next day. I describe my scene about being watched and what happened with Shiki. And Shiki got a message telling her to stay away from me, so I'm sure the two things are connected. Tatsumi watches me through it all, sipping her coffee and occasionally taking notes. Her eyes are captivating. They burn into the fierce desire to find the truth. It's almost enough to look past her harshness. You've got yourself in quite a mess. She shakes her head with a contemptuous snort. Every time I start to like her, she does something to irritate me again. Alright, I'll take the case. Really? Thank you. I seriously thought she wouldn't. I hesitate. What's your rate? I brace myself for her response, but to my surprise, she looks at me with a smile. Since you're a friend of Shiki's, I suppose I'll waive the usual fee. What? I didn't expect that kind of generosity. You don't have to do that. Don't get any funny ideas. I'm not doing this for you. My sister is mixed up in this, so I have a personal stake in it. I guess that's true. Of course, that makes sense. I want Shiki to be safe too, thank you. For the first time, I see a hint of respect in her face. Anyways, our first step should be to analyze the Stalker. Analyze? Yes, analyze. If we're correctly determine her mindset will be about anticipating her moves and track her down. Is that really possible? She lets out a exasperated sigh. You've never heard of physically profiling before? That's my specialty. I profile criminals to predict their actions. Oh, I see. I've heard of that sort of thing, but for kissing. Do you want to kiss yours now? I don't know how much about it. I don't really understand how it works. What should I do? Ask for more details. I'm too curious to let this go, especially when it's so important. Understanding that what Tatsumi does might be critical to stopping Kimiko. Can you tell me more? You really don't know much of anything, do you? She shakes her head. I suppose it can't be helped. She can pretend like it's a chore, but I detect a hint of pride in her voice. She flips her notepad around so I can see it. Her notes are specifically about Kimiko's actions, and she's separated them into categories. Right now I'm keeping track of Kimiko, what Kimiko says, what she does, and who she targets. Unless someone is completely erratic, we all follow our own internal logic. I open my mouth to speak, but she cuts me off with a scowl. Don't interrupt! The last thing I said was important. I'm not just talking about her own voice. Kimiko's actions may seem irrational to us, but they make sense to her. Okay, let's make sense. So glad to have your approval. Maybe I should just keep my mouth shut. Anyways, I first look for patterns in the criminal's own actions. In this case, what stands out is her fixation on you and her belief that you belong together. Right. Second, I compare the case to similar ones. If Kimiko's actions are like the other Stalkers, how did they respond to certain stimulations? I see. But it's all still guesswork, isn't it? You think you're pretty smart, don't you? It's true that you can never predict with complete certainty what someone will do. People aren't machines, after all. We don't always follow strict patterns. Yet it aids the rest of the investigation. Oh, I see now. Even if you can't predict what she'll do next, it at least narrows down the possibilities. Have you had success in it in the past? Obviously, or I wouldn't keep using it. I'm glad to hear that. Her calm confidence makes my heart skip a beat. She's really on top of things. I can tell you really know your stuff. It's pretty impressive. To my surprise, she blushes. Thanks! Is this real? She quickly looks away and clears her throat. Not that your praise means anything to me. I'm perfectly aware of my own abilities. She can say that, but I can tell she is flattered. Back to the matter of hand. Since we lack constant information, it's a good starting point. It takes a minute to think about the situation, but I'm at a loss. All it really tells me is that she stalks me. We already know that. She rolled her eyes. It's a good thing I'm a detective here, not you. Her action tells us much more than that. Really? She seems pretty confident. That actually helps me feel more at ease than explaining would. If she's already working out a profile for Kimiko, maybe we can do this after all. If you remember any details, no matter how small, tell me. It would be dangerous to omit something just because you think it's not important. Her cold stare makes me feel guilty. Should I tell her more about my advice network? No, Kimiko's actions are more important than how we met. I will. Nevertheless, a fresh worry lingers in the back of my mind. It feels like it might be important after all. I'll tell her. Okay, so what do you think about Kimiko so far? She exhibits common traits for a stalker. Her actions stem from thinking she's in love with you. Her next comment is murder under her breath, just loud enough for me to hear. That's proof enough that she's delusional. Ouch! Her love leaves her furious that you don't return her feelings. She'll undoubtedly conclude it's because there's someone else you're interested in. There couldn't possibly be any other reason in Kimiko's eyes, huh? Therefore, she'll seek and remove any threats to her effort. That's why she follows Shiki. As much as it pains me to admit, Kimiko sees you and my sister as a potential match. Any female friends of yours are potential targets. She sees them as competition. Your male friends should not be in danger. Okay, so I definitely need to warn me, but you should be fine for now. Finally, I do not believe she is at the point where she will try to harm you. What? She sets my apartment on fire. At least to try to think before you speak. What? After the fire, she immediately sent you an address which you could say. Her actions were radical, but dangerous. There's no denying that, but she doesn't want to kill you. That makes a twisted kind of scene, since although doing something so extreme, you're still not completely safe. If she doesn't get what she wants, she might destroy her to increasing dangerous methods. She may eventually try to kill you. But let's try to stop her pennies before it reaches that point. Obviously, that's our goal. So I guess the first thing I should do is warn my friend me. Yes, me and Shiki and other female friends you have. Warn them immediately. I half expect a crack. Know how she doubts I know many girls. But her tone is suddenly so grave that it sends a chill down my spine. She looks down at her notes and taps her pencil against the notepad. All traces of humor are gone. The fact that we know so far paint a dark picture. How dark? Should I tell me and Shiki? Based on your stalker's actions and my experience with similar cases, she meets my gaze. I believe she will try to kill them. Kimiko will try to kill me and Shiki. I knew she was dangerous, but now it feels too real. Can we protect them? Does Tatsumi have a plan? Alright everyone, here's something called the episode. An episode. If y'all like the video, punch that like button in the face like a boss! And high fives all around. Oh, and if you're new to the channel, thank you for coming. I hope you enjoy your stay. And always remember that the most important character story is you, the reader. Cassandra Maki out.